Snark Squad, babes.
We are back.
It is Tuesday evening, and babes, for anyone watching the video feed, yes, we added streamers
We absolutely did.
to the studio. Because, babes, tonight is a finale. And you already know, Snarkers love to party.
We do. We are feeling so damn festive tonight.
So festive.
Like, babes, we are pumped to be here. And yes, for anyone watching, we've got the streamers up, a fake gold trophy on the table.
Obviously.
And, of course, the wine. Cheers, bestie.
Cheers.
Because, babes, this is method acting.
It is. We are fully in character.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, we need to talk.
Oh, no. What happened?
Because one of us, meaning me, just got off a highly chaotic FaceTime call with my mom.
Oh, God, the pre-show FaceTime.
The pre-show FaceTime. And, babes, I'm spiraling.
Wait, why? What did she say?
She was saying that these shows are staged.
I mean, partially, yes, but...
No. She said all the voices are AI.
Wait, what?
Yes. Like, ma'am, what?
Are you serious?
I am in a full spiral. She literally looked at me through the screen, which was blurry, by the way, because she refuses to wipe her front-facing camera. And she said, you know, that girl didn't really hit that high note right. It's all artificial intelligence computers.
Okay, let's break this down analytically. Because the paranoia of the older generation versus the actual reality of AI is honestly fascinating.
It's terrifying.
It is. And, I mean, I get where she is coming from. We are living in an era where you can, scroll through your feed and hear a flawless, emotionally resonant new song, only to find out it was a completely synthesized AI clone of, like, Drake or The Weeknd.
Right. Which is so creepy.
Exactly. The technology trains on thousands of hours of a specific artist's audio. It learns not just their tone, but their specific vocal fry, their vibrato frequency, the way they breathe between words.
But I told her, I was like, Mom, this is live reality TV.
Right, and that is the crucial distinction. AI can mimic a polished studio track because it's generating audio in a vacuum.
Yes.
But reality TV mess. Base. Reality TV is too specific, too inherently flawed and aggressively human to be completely fake in a live setting.
Thank you. That is exactly what I tried to say.
You cannot program an AI algorithm to capture the exact visceral panic in a 16-year-old's eyes when they miss a cue.
Or when their voice cracks.
Exactly, when their voice physically thins out because their adrenaline just spiked and their throat tightened.
Yes.
When Alexia Jayy was crying about taking that trophy home to her babies, her vocal cords were quite literally swelling with emotion, which changes the acoustic resonance of the voice. An AI, right now, smooths out those imperfections.
That's too perfect.
Right. It doesn't know how to perfectly replicate the beautiful, messy acoustics of human desperation.
See, I told her, I was like, Mom, you can literally hear the spit in the microphone when they take a nervous breath. But let's be honest, AI, it is kind of scary.
Oh, 100%.
Especially for them, because it feels like magic they can't control. But babes, by the time we are old, we are doomed.
Oh, we're totally doomed.
Like, what do we even think AI is going to look like in a few years?
Oh, I have a working theory on this, and it is highly chaotic.
Hit me.
Picture this. We're sitting here in our 70s, right, doing our pop culture commentary.
Obviously.
And we have a household AI that is just auto-tuning our voices in real time to save us from embarrassment.
I love it.
Like, we start getting into a screaming match about a reality show, and suddenly the AI in the ceiling detects the hostile frequency, smooths out my vocal fry, and turns your unhinged ranting into a perfectly pitched, soothing NPR podcast voice.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate that. My vocal cords get so tired when I yell about song choices. But it gets darker.
Darker how?
Serious question.
Yeah.
Are we going to lose our jobs? Because, babes, we are dentists in the real world. Are robots coming for us too?
Oh.
I'm actively panicking.
Okay, take a breath.
Am I going to walk into the clinic next week and see a shiny metallic robot holding a high-speed drill, doing a flawless root canal while asking the patient about their summer plans in a soothing Siri voice?
Okay, I need you to logically analyze this. You're sweating.
I am sweating.
Take a sip of your wine. Yes. Automation is creeping into medicine. We already see robotic-assisted surgeries, right? Like the Da Vinci system.
Right, which is wild.
Which is incredible for precision.
Right.
But those are controlled internal environments where the patient is fully under anesthesia.
Okay, that's true.
Dentistry. Dentistry is a psychological battlefield.
It really, really is. People are so terrified.
Exactly. Dentistry requires the human touch. It requires looking at a patient who is absolutely terrified, gripping the armrests and saying, "Babes, I got you."
Yeah.
A robot cannot read the sheer panic in someone's eyes when the suction tube gets weird and they feel like they're drowning in their own saliva.
Oh my God, the suction panic is so real.
An AI drill might have perfect millimeter precision, but it cannot dynamically react to a patient suddenly flinching because they had a traumatic memory from a childhood dentist.
That's such a good point.
Plus, a robot doesn't have the finesse to accidentally bump the patient's nose with its wrist and awkwardly apologize. That is the human experience.
You say that, but I'm low-key still sweating.
Yeah.
What if the machine learning gets so good that it maps facial microexpressions?
Oh, stop.
What if it knows the patient is going to flinch before they even flinch because their pupil dilated?
That's...
Delusion is the only thing keeping me going right now. I refuse to be replaced by a smart drill with a ring light.
Okay.
I
can't handle it. We do not have time for existential spirals tonight.
You're right.
Because, babes, we have hot crab dip on deck.
Oh, thank God. The dip. The only thing that can soothe my robot anxiety.
And this needs to be enjoyed. I need you to look at the crust on this thing. The cheese pull. Elite.
Babes, the taste, the texture.
It's unreal.
The way the cream cheese blends with the lump crab meat, and there's that little kick of Old Bay seasoning hitting the back of the palate. It is the ultimate finale food.
It really is.
You cannot watch people's lifelong dreams be made or crushed on national television without a warm, comforting carbohydrate. It grounds the nervous system.
It is culinary perfection. Shout out to Georgie's Restaurant.
Yes, Sue, sure.
For this divine creation. And Mabes, if you want to sponsor us, we are ready. We will eat this on camera every single week. Call us.
Seriously, call us. We will put the logo on the fake trophy.
We will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deep breath. Pour another glass. We need to walk in.
Let's do it.
Because we are viewers who treat finales like national holidays, and we are ready to judge. It is time to talk about the absolute bloodbath that was The Voice Season 29, Battle of Champions.
Let's set the stage, because this season was structurally bizarre.
That's so weird.
It was an entire format shakeup from the ground up. First of all, they stripped it down to only 3 coaches.
Which is?
Adam Levine, Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, no 4th chair, just 3 titans, all previous winners, going head-to-head.
Which, honestly, stressed me out so much. I miss the symmetry of 4 chairs.
Visually, it was jarring. Psychologically, looking at a stage with only 3 massive red chairs felt like something was missing. And think about the contestants.
Oh, the pressure.
You walk out there, and your statistical odds of getting a chair turn have literally decreased by 25%. The pressure was suffocating.
It completely changed the game theory of the blind auditions. With 4 coaches, there's always one wildcard judge who might take a risk on a quirky, pitchy indie singer just to fill their team.
Right. Usually Blake or Gwen.
Exactly. With only 3 coaches, and only past champions at that, the standard was aggressively high. They were not turning around unless the vocal tone was flawless. And then they threw in all these new gimmicks to compensate for the missing chair, the triple turn competition, and the super steal.
Okay, wait. Explain the super steal mechanics again, because even I was confused watching it.
Right. So normally, a steal happens during the battle rounds when a coach eliminates a singer and another coach hits their button to save them.
Standards. Right. But the super steal this season meant a coach could steal an artist after the voting results in the live semifinals.
Which is crazy.
It completely bypassed the established rules of elimination. It was pure producer manipulation to ensure the finale had exactly the demographic mix they wanted.
Oh, 100%.
And don't even get me started on bringing CeeLo Green in as a mentor. It felt completely disjointed.
It really did.
Yeah.
But the most chaotic change, the thing that had everyone screaming on the forums and throwing their remotes.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
No home voting.
Exactly. They took the power away from the people.
They literally silenced us.
Which, if you read the room, and by read the room, I mean stalk the fan pages and the Reddit threads, fans were heavily divided on this. But a massive vocal subset of them were thrilled.
I have to admit, I was ranting about it at first. I felt like the whole season was incredibly rushed.
It did fly by.
Because there was no home voting. They didn't need weeks and weeks of live shows to collect data and build public campaigns. It felt like we just met these people in the blinds, blinked, and suddenly they were in the semifinals.
The pacing was definitely off.
But okay, I am big enough to admit when I am wrong.
Wow, mark the calendar.
Shut up. Taking the vote away from the general public, it actually saved the finale.
Oh, it 100% saved the integrity of the finale. Let me read you this comment from one of the live discussion threads because it perfectly encapsulates my analytical, snarky soul.
Read it.
Quote, "God bless this voting dude. As fun as it is to vote, the voice voting block has ruined most of the seasons of this show. I was so happy to hear that it was actual singers voting who could fully recognize and award the immense talent," end quote.
Wow. Shots fired at the Middle America voting bloc.
Seriously.
But honestly, valid.
Completely valid. Let's break down the mechanics of the reality TV voting demographic. Historically, since the early days of American Idol, the general public vote always skews a very specific way.
We all know what it is.
We call it the WGWG phenomenon, the white guy with guitar.
Yes. Or, in the context of this specific show, the politely subdued male country singer.
Every single time. The general viewing public doesn't usually vote based on complex vocal pedagogy. They vote based on who they want to have a beer with or who tells the best emotional backstory in their pre-performance package.
It's so true.
We've seen incredibly dynamic powerhouse vocalists, especially women of color singing R&B or gospel, go home way too early because they don't fit that specific demographic comfort zone.
It happens every year. A woman will come out and execute a flawless vocal run that spans 3 octaves, and the public will vote for a guy who barely stays on pitch, but wears a nice plaid shirt and talks about his grandpa's truck.
Precisely. But this season, they changed the mechanism. They left the voting in the semifinals and the finale up to an in-studio audience made up entirely of superfans and The Voice alumni.
Which changes everything.
People who have actually stood on that stage. People who understand what it takes to support a breath from your diaphragm while hitting an E5 belt.
Right.
When you put the power in the hands of trained singers, they aren't voting for the backstory. They are voting for the technique, the intonation, and the risk-taking in the musical arrangements.
Babes, that is such a good point. I never thought about it like that. When you have actual singers voting, the entire criteria shifts.
Completely.
They know how hard it is to execute a key change live. And honestly, it showed in the Final Four. But before we get to the placements, we have to talk about the vibe of the night.
Oh, the aesthetics.
The production value. Because the set design for this finale was impeccable.
It was incredibly tasteful. They finally stopped using those cheap, distracting laser lights and focused on coordinated thematic backdrops.
Thank God.
Every single staging choice matched the emotional weight of the songs perfectly.
And can we talk about Alexia Jay's glow-up?
We have to.
Because, babes, she ditched those tacky sunflower hair accessories she insisted on wearing earlier in the season.
Thank God. Someone on the threads literally said, "They're cute when you're 8, not at 31.
Ouch.
But true. And I have never agreed with a stranger on the internet more. When she was wearing them in the knockouts, it was infantilizing her brand. You cannot be a vocal powerhouse singing Aretha Franklin while looking like you just raided a middle school crafts bin.
It was giving Etsy gone wrong.
Yeah.
But she came out for the finale with this gorgeous, sleek hair, a white gown, a gold cape. She looked like a monarch.
She looked incredibly expensive.
Which perfectly sets up the ultimate question. Let's get into segment 1. Who deserved the win?
We have to be brutally honest here.
Did the right person win? Yes.
Okay.
A million times yes. Alexia Jayy from Team Adam deserved every single piece of confetti that fell on that stage.
Absolutely.
Babes, I was gasping. I was emotional. I was pacing my living room like a maniac. She made history. Alexia is the first Black woman to ever win the series in its 15-year, 29-season history.
Which, if we pause and analytically examine that fact, is an utterly insane statistic.
Wild.
Think about the sheer volume of world-class, undeniable talent that has graced that stage over nearly 3 decades. The fact that it took 29 seasons for a Black woman to take the crown is a glaring indictment of the public voting block we just talked about.
It's infuriating when you really think about it. And she's a 31-year-old mom of 2 from Irvington, Alabama. The moment Carson Daly read her name, the tension in the room just shattered.
It was visceral.
The confetti drops. Adam Levine is standing there looking like a proud, weeping father, and she immediately gets her mom on FaceTime on the live broadcast.
Oh, that broke me.
She's crying, holding the phone up, saying, "Mama, I won. I get to take this back home to my babies. I lost my absolute mind. I had real human tears falling into my wine glass."
I am not usually the emotional one, but I will analytically defend this win to my dying day. She absolutely deserved it over the 16-year-old runner-up, Liv Ciara.
Oh, for sure.
And not just because of the historical significance, but because of the sheer strategic genius and vocal dominance Alexia displayed all season.
Break down the strategy because she played this game perfectly.
She did. Here is the trap a lot of powerhouse vocalists fall into on these shows. They lean entirely on gospel music.
Right, which is beautiful, but...
Which is beautiful, but it pigeonholes them. The judges and the audience start to see them as one-dimensional. Alexia completely avoided that trap.
She was so smart.
She dominated R&B. She dominated contemporary pop. She showed immense versatility. Remember, she was the first triple chair turn of the season with her Aretha Franklin audition.
The power she had in that audition.
She established dominance from minute one and never let her foot off the gas.
She came to play.
Yeah.
And babes, the loot. We need to get hyped over the prizes because the package this year is serious.
It is a massive payout.
She walks away with $100,000 cash, a massive recording deal with Universal Music Group, and an artist launch home recording studio fully installed.
That home studio is a game changer.
Plus, her new single, Rent Free, dropped on streaming the exact second the broadcast ended. I already downloaded it. It's on repeat in my car.
It's a remarkably well-produced track, very current. But let's look at the coach statistics now, because this is where the egos get bruised.
Oh, the drama.
Adam Levine, who returned specifically for this Battle of Champions gimmick, just secured his 4th win. He now officially ties Kelly Clarkson for the 2nd most wins by a judge in the show's history.
This smugness radiating off Adam was palpable. He was so pleased with himself. And John Legend.
Oh, poor John. Sitting there in his self-adjusting heated chair with 0 wins this season. He placed 3rd with Lucas West.
Let's run down the official placements really quick for the record.
Yeah.
Alexia takes the crown. Liv Ciara, 16 years old from Team Kelly, takes 2nd.
A powerhouse in her own right.
Lucas West, the 20-year-old piano prodigy from Team Legend, takes 3rd. And Mikenley Brown, also Team Kelly, takes 4th.
Honestly, analyzing that lineup, it is one of the rare finales where the top 4 were all genuinely, technically worthy of being there. That's actually so true. Usually there's one person where you're like, how did you sneak in here?
Right. There were no weak links who just coasted by on looks or a sympathy story. But Alexia was just operating on a different frequency. Which means we need to get into segment 2, the best performances of the night.
Let's go.
Who gave true finale energy and who should have just stayed seated.
Babes, I have to relive Alexia's cover of Adele's One and Only. I have to obsess over it because I am still recovering.
It was a moment.
Adele is untouched territory for a reason. You do not sing Adele on a live singing competition show unless you are ready to be publicly humiliated.
It is a vocal death sentence 99% of the time. Let's explain why.
Please do.
Adele's songs are deceptively difficult because of where they sit in the voice. She writes melodies that hover right on the passage, the break between your chest voice and your head voice.
It's the most awkward part of the vocal range. To sing an Adele song accurately, you have to constantly mix those 2 registers with absolute pinpoint breath control. If you push too hard with your chest voice, you go flat and scream.
We've all heard that happen.
Yes, if you flip to your head voice too early, you lose all the emotional power and sound weak.
Yes. It's like trying to defuse a bomb with oven mitts on. But Alexia, she took that song, bypassed the bomb entirely, and built a whole new explosive.
She completely reinvented it.
She didn't just mimic Adele. She completely rephrased the verses. She added these intricate gospel-infused runs at the end of the phrases that Adele never does. Kelly Clarkson was literally in tears.
Kelly was a mess.
Kelly looked at her and said, "Never cover my songs because she's too intimidating."
When Kelly Clarkson, one of the greatest vocalists of our generation, tells you she is intimidated by your talent, you have won life.
Period. Adam was barely holding it together. He called her a vessel. He said she makes the world feel communal.
That's high praise from Adam. He specifically noted that her performance made him feel like a superfan in the front row rather than a technical coach looking for flaws. He stopped judging and just started feeling.
And don't even get me started on her opening the show in that white gown and gold cape singing Patti LaBelle's Lady Marmalade.
Oh, the energy of that.
High energy, huge vocals, total command of the stage. She was dancing, engaging with the camera, hitting stratospheric high notes without breaking a sweat. She looked like a superstar who had been doing stadium tours for a decade.
She was undeniable, but in the spirit of our dynamic, and because I love to examine the technical anomalies, I am going to throw massive props to the runner-up, Liv Ciara.
Okay, yes, let's talk about Liv.
Because what she did was terrifyingly brilliant. At 16 years old, for her second finale performance, she chose Christina Aguilera's What a Girl Wants.
Another absolutely impossible artist to cover.
Exactly. Christina Aguilera is infamous for vocal gymnastics. But here is the shady, brilliant, unbelievable part. Liv didn't just sing the standard karaoke track, she arranged the song entirely by herself.
Wait, explain what that actually means for the listener.
Yeah.
Because people hear arranged and they just think she picked the song.
Right, arranging a song means you are completely deconstructing the musical architecture. It means Liv sat down, looked at a classic 90s pop anthem, and decided to change the underlying chord progressions. She altered the tempo, moving it from an upbeat dance track to a brooding, atmospheric ballad.
Which was such a cool choice.
She dictated exactly what the bass player was going to do, where the string section should swell, and where the dead silence should drop. Even Kelly Clarkson had to stop the live broadcast after the performance and clarify to the audience that she, as the coach, has zero to do with the arrangement.
Kelly literally threw her hands up and said, I want to tell everyone right now that I had zero to do with any of that. She did everything. She completely came up with all that.
Babes, that is terrifying pop star behavior for a teenager. To look at an industry veteran like Kelly Clarkson and say, I got the musical direction on this one, thanks.
The absolute audacity.
It shows an understanding of music theory that most adults don't have.
She backed it up, though. Liv also did Billie Eilish's The Greatest earlier in the night to show she could dig deep into that whispered, airy, emotional tone. She proved she isn't just a belter, you know. She is a cerebral artist. She is a pop star ready to go completely out of the box.
Now I want to pivot and debate Lucas West.
Fine.
He represented Team Legend, and for his second song, he made a very specific, highly calculated choice. He sang his own Tocha song, Ordinary People, by John Legend.
Kiss-up move. Pure, unadulterated kiss-up move. I rolled my eyes so hard I saw my brain.
See, you say kiss up, but I say brilliant psychological strategy. Let's look at the mechanics of this show.
Okay, defend it.
John Legend is notoriously hard on people who cover his songs. He has a very specific cadence, and if you mess it up, he will critique you mercilessly.
That's true. He hates when people mess up his runs.
But Lucas didn't try to out-sing John. He sat at that piano, completely alone on a massive stage, no backing band, no strings, no backup singers, and delivered it with such stark, vulnerable beauty that John was visibly moved.
I mean, he played well.
He told Lucas he was honored. It wasn't pandering. It was proving he belonged in the same peer group as his coach.
Okay, I will concede that the piano playing was stunning. Because let's contrast it with earlier in the night. For round one, Lucas sang Foreigner's Cold as Ice, and he didn't have the piano. He just had a mic stand.
Oh, that was a misstep.
And I totally agreed with Adam Levine's critique on this.
Yeah.
Adam said he felt like Lucas lost his connection to the crowd without the keys.
Explain the kinetics of that, because I think it's a vital point about performance art.
Yes, okay. So when Lucas is seated at that piano, the instrument is an extension of his body. He's anchored. The piano gives him a physical grounding, which allows his vocal cords to relax and his tone to warm up. But when he was standing up, trying to do this classic 70s rock frontman thing with Cold as Ice, he felt physically untethered.
He looked awkward.
He didn't know what to do with his hands. He was pacing the stage awkwardly. You could see the cognitive load. Like, he was thinking about how to stand rather than just feeling the music.
It was definitely a risk that didn't entirely pay off. Kelly disagreed with Adam, saying she likes seeing him step out of his comfort zone and leave the keys behind, but I side with you and Adam on this.
Thank you.
Lucas is an artist's artist when his hands are on the ivory. If you strip away his instrument, you expose his lack of stage presence.
Exactly. But honestly, despite that one awkward staging choice, the finale performances were stellar across the board. Even Mikenley Brown doing Olivia Dean's Man I Need, a really cool contemporary indie pop choice that suited her intricate jazzy riffs perfectly.
It was a great night of music. But babes, we cannot just celebrate the winners. That isn't what snarkers do. We have to talk about the mess. We have to talk about the trauma. Welcome to segment 3, Robbed or Fair, the top 9 bloodbath.
Oh my God. Because getting from the top 9 down to the final 4 meant 5 people had their dreams violently shattered on live television in the span of an hour.
It's brutal.
And there were some absolute unforgivable injustices. I am emotional. I am screaming. J.W. Griffin.
I knew you were going to bring him up. You've been texting me about him all week.
He was robbed. JW was a male country singer, but not the loud stadium country beer drinking type. He had this raw, subdued, gorgeous storytelling style.
He was very authentic.
For the semifinals, he sang Willie Nelson's Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground. The texture of his voice was like aged whiskey and campfire smoke. Kelly told him there was something so incredibly true and raw about his delivery. He wasn't performing, he was just bearing his soul.
He did have a great tone.
And he got cut. Mikenley Brown went through instead of him. Babes, I love Mikenley, I really do. But she shouldn't have even won her knockout round earlier in the season.
She was a little pitchy.
Her pitch was sliding all over the place.
Yeah.
The alumni voters got this one completely wrong.
See, this is where the voting shakeup backfired for your specific tastes. I read the threads on this, and the community was torn. Someone literally commented, Mikenley over JW is a crime.
See? I am not alone.
But another analyst pointed out exactly what I was saying earlier. Quote, I think the voters didn't appreciate the slower pace of his country song.
But why is slower considered worse?
Because when you have an audience of trained singers voting, they are looking for degree of difficulty.
Technicalities.
JW's performance was emotionally beautiful, but technically, Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground is very safe. It stays in a comfortable speaking level register. It doesn't require massive breath support or complex phrasing.
Right, I guess.
Mikenley, despite her pitch issues in earlier rounds, took massive vocal risks in the semifinals. Trained singers will often reward a flawed, highly difficult performance over a flawless, easy one. Sometimes subtle brilliance gets completely overshadowed by the sheer athletic feat of belting.
Okay, fine. I hate it, but I understand the logic.
But while you're crying over country music, I am going to turn my snark entirely onto John Legend.
Ooh, let him have it. What did John do?
John Legend actively sabotaged his own artist, Sid Milvoy.
Sabotage. I love a conspiracy. Break it down.
Sid was a natural powerhouse. She came into this competition with this massive, dynamic, club-ready pop energy. She had edge. And what does John make her do in the critical semifinals?
Oh, wait, I remember.
He makes her do an acoustic, slowed-down, sauceless, depressing version of Ariana Grande's Into You.
Oh my God, it was so boring. I literally checked my phone during her performance.
It was an absolute snooze fest. And here's my analytical hot take, directed squarely at every vocal coach in the industry. You need to stop slowing down upbeat pop songs just for the sake of trying to be deep.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Stripping away a massive synth-heavy pop beat and replacing it with a single, sad acoustic guitar doesn't automatically make a performance profound.
It really doesn't.
Often, it just drains the absolute life out of the song. The lyrics to Into You are about dangerous, intoxicating physical attraction. When you slow it down to a dirge, the lyrics lose all their kinetic energy and just sound creepy and lethargic.
It's like turning a high-speed chase into a traffic jam.
Exactly. Sid was given this terrible cliche advice by John to connect more with the audience by stripping the song down. But that advice completely muted her natural powerhouse energy.
It backfired so hard.
Instead of letting her be the high-octane pop diva she naturally is, John tried to force her into this indie acoustic box because he thought it would impress the alumni voters, and it completely ruined her chances. She got totally shown up by Liv Ciara in the female pop lane that same night because Liv actually understood tempo and arrangement.
Here's the final nail in the coffin. Sid deserved so much better. That dog water advice to connect cost her a spot in the finale.
It really did.
The coaches get too wrapped up in their own artistry and forget what actually makes the contestant shine. And while we are pouring out a splash of our wine for the fallen, I need to give a quick honorable mention shout out to Jonah and Jared Shoemaker.
Oh, the Shoemakers.
Yeah.
Jared doing Soulshine by the Allman Brothers was great. A really solid, raspy rock vocal, but he just got lost in the shuffle of bigger personalities.
True.
And Jonah. The internet is still not over Kelly letting Jonah go during the battles earlier in the season.
The reality TV streets never forget. Kelly's Instagram comments are still full of people demanding justice for Jonah.
But babes, sitting here with our empty wine glasses and our scraped clean crab dip bowl, judging these people who are infinitely more talented than we are, it brings us to segment 4.
The existential question.
A very serious question. Would you ever actually go on this show?
Let's explore the delusion versus the reality of that concept. Are we actually auditioning, or are we staying home with our dip? Babes, I am panicking just thinking about the logistics of it. Be real with me. Imagine the sheer psychological terror of standing on that stage for a 90-second blind audition.
My heart rate is elevating just picturing it.
Let's walk through it. You leave the holding area, you walk down that dark hallway, you step out onto the stage. The room is totally deathly silent.
Terrifying.
You can't see the coaches, you just see the backs of these massive, intimidating red chairs. The band counts you in, and you have exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds to belt your face off and pray a chair turns.
Your cortisol levels would be off the charts.
I would literally pass out. My blood pressure would spike to stroke levels, I would forget the lyrics, and I would probably trip over my own feet before I even opened my mouth.
You absolutely would. Your fight or flight response would trigger. Your salivary glands would shut down, which is why so many contestants sound dry and raspy in the first 10 seconds, and your vocal cords would completely constrict.
It sounds like a medical emergency waiting to happen.
And the terror of the filming schedule. The viewers at home think it's just a quick pop-in. It's like, oh, I'll just swing by the studio, sing my song, and go get lunch.
No. I've read the threads from former contestants. It is filmed in grueling, out-of-order segments like a scripted television drama.
It is not glamorous.
You are sitting in a windowless holding room for days waiting for your turn. The anxiety of just sitting there, sipping lukewarm water, listening to other people hit perfect high notes through the drywall, it's psychological torture.
Yeah.
I would need to be heavily medicated.
Let's pull back the curtain and break down the behind-the-scenes reality, because it is aggressively grueling. First of all, the delusion that you get to go on there and just sing whatever song is in your heart is completely false.
Wait, really? They don't pick their audition songs?
Sometimes they submit a list, but they do not have full control. The producers and the network's legal team ultimately rule. They have to clear the publishing rights for every single song, which costs thousands of dollars. Frenchie Davis, who was on season 1, gave an interview where she said it is absolutely hysterical when the judges critique a singer's song choice, because half the time, the producers or the judges themselves assign that song to the artist.
Stop. Imagine John Legend picking a terrible acoustic version of an Ariana Grande song for you, forcing you to sing it, and then Adam Levine sits there and says, yeah, I just didn't love the song choice for your voice.
That happens.
I would rip the microphone off the stand and throw it at him.
It's psychological warfare.
Yeah.
You are trapped in a narrative that is being written for you in real time. And speaking of psychology, the trauma of elimination is a very real, documented phenomenon.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Former contestant Kat Perkins revealed the exact protocol for when you get cut. She said that the second you are eliminated, the exact moment the broadcast cuts to commercial and the cameras stop rolling, you are immediately flanked by producers.
Oh, my God.
You are walked off the stage and escorted directly into a psychiatrist's office for a mandatory debriefing.
Wait. Straight to therapy. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to the psych ward.
Literally, yes. Because the psychological drop is so severe. Think about the neurochemistry of what is happening.
Okay, lay on me.
For weeks, you are getting massive hits of dopamine and adrenaline. You have millions of people watching you, the blinding stage lights, a dedicated glam squad doing your hair and makeup every day, world-class vocal coaches hyping you up.
You feel like a god.
And then, in the span of 30 seconds, a man reads a name off a card, and it is all completely gone. The lights go down, the glam squad moves on to the winner, and you are nothing. The sudden drop in serotonin is enough to trigger a massive depressive episode.
That is so intense.
The network has a legal and ethical responsibility to ensure you are emotionally stable before they release you back into the wild.
That is so incredibly dark. It's like the Hunger Games, but with pop music. But honestly, it's highly responsible of the network to have a psychiatrist on standby.
It really is.
But babes, knowing all of that, no, absolutely not. I am not auditioning. I would never subject my delicate nervous system to that kind of chemical manipulation. I have decided that the only acceptable role for either of us on this show is sitting in the big red chairs.
Oh, absolutely. I do not want to be judged. I want the chair. I want to be the one pressing the button.
Remind the listener about the specs on those chairs, because they are basically luxury vehicles at this point.
They truly are. The chairs are custom built for each coach. They have self-adjusting dual-zone butt warmers.
Incredible.
Apparently, Snoop Dogg and Blake Shelton demanded the heated seats a few seasons ago, and now it's standard issue. And they have dual insulated cup holders built into the armrests.
I could have my iced coffee in one and a little discreet opaque tumbler of Pinot Noir in the other.
The dream. We will stick to dentistry in our day jobs, and we will stick to judging from the couch with our crab dip at night. Thanks very much. Yeah. Let the 16-year-olds handle the vocal acrobatics and the psychological trauma. We will handle the snark.
Speaking of wrapping up the mess, look at us. The streamers on the wall are starting to droop. The wine glasses are completely empty. The crab dip bowl from Georgie's looks like it was aggressively licked clean by a feral raccoon.
That feral raccoon was you, and you have no regrets.
I regret nothing. Let's bring the energy back to the room for our final thoughts.
Let's do it.
What a bizarre, rushed, but ultimately incredible season. A massive final nod to Alexia Jayy for breaking the 29-season curse, dominating the stage with pure, unadulterated vocal power, and making history as the first Black woman to win.
A truly deserved win that validates the alumni voting system. Even if the rest of the season felt a little chaotic, the finale delivered actual artistry. But my final thought goes back to our existential dread from the beginning of the night.
Oh no, don't do this to me again.
Think about it. We spent an hour dissecting the raw, messy, beautiful human desperation of these singers. The way their voices crack, the way they arrange music to express their pain, the way they fall apart when they lose. And yet, there is an entire tech industry trying to figure out how to replicate that exact human desperation with lines of code. It makes you wonder, are these reality shows actually about finding a star, or are they just our collective, desperate need to witness real human emotion before the AI takes over completely?
Stop, you're going to make me spiral again?
Yeah.
I am going to have nightmares tonight about an AI robot dentist singing an Adele cover while it drills my molars. Before I call my mom back to yell at her about technology, we need to hear from you. Yes, you listening right now.
We want all the opinions because we know you have them.
Babes, did your favorite win? Were you screaming in your living room for Alexia, or were you throw pillows at the TV because J.W. Griffin got robbed of his spot?
Yeah.
Also, are you genuinely scared of AI, or are we totally overreacting?
We are definitely overreacting, but I need you to validate our anxiety anyway.
And most importantly, the only question that truly matters to me right now, what's your go-to finale snack? Is it a hot dip? Is it a massive charcuterie board? We need inspiration, because season 30 is coming.
Which is officially confirmed, by the way. Adam Levine is coming back for season 30, presumably to gloat about his new trophy, so prepare yourselves emotionally.
Reminders before we go: rate, review, subscribe.
Send us your submissions for whatever reality TV mess you want us to cover next. We live for the drama.
And send this to your friend who watches every single singing competition show and takes the voting way too personally. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Huge thank you to the Snark Squad for riding with us through another chaotic season.
Stay shady.
Stay iconic.
And we'll see you on the Snark side. But wait, seriously, what if the robot dentist accidentally uses the high-speed drill on my tongue?
Babes, we are done. Good night.